folks, I'm Will, and this is Our UFO and ET Continuum. What you're looking at right now is what appears to be a white object passing on the other side of a high-flying passenger jet. This is footage I took back in the fall of 2014 while I was out on the back deck with my wife enjoying some sunshine and a little bit of warmth. Two of the biggest objects in UFO research and study over the past several years have been white objects, white orbs, and the contrails that come out of the back of jet planes. Some people call them chemtrails. I want to show you some footage. I'm going to show you actually the whole clip here, more or less. This is the plane coming out of the east. We think it's coming out of Montreal. We rarely see planes coming out of that direction. There's no significance in that. This is in fact an airplane. And at a certain point here, I'm going to slow the footage down and adjust the contrast. And we're going to start watching these white objects. Very hard to spot these without the contrast adjusted. It's also important to know that there is no solar obliteration going on here. For those of you who are not familiar with that, it's a very specific angle of filming using the sun to backlight the sky. I've taken a lot of footage of planes, and if you're outside on a lazy day with your camera, I recommend that you film planes. There has been a lot of extremely odd activity around airplanes, and all the plane footage I've taken, there's a bird that just went across the bottom there. I find this to be the oddest. The reason is the tangential line that most of these objects are following. It's the same as the contrails of the plane. You're going to see some of the objects actually seem to track the plane. You're going to see some of the objects dive into what apparently, there's one that just came right up real fast, right into the contrail and out. There is almost a distinct interaction with these specific objects you're looking at right now on this plane. Just watch for a minute here and pick up a few good ones. The whole footage, there's another one, it's loaded with them. Now some of these, if not all of them, certainly could be dust or seed pods. That one switched directions pretty well. The clip I showed you at the beginning of this video where the object appears to pass behind the other side of the plane is significant. There's one on the screen that it appears to be tracking. And the camera is on a tripod, focus is on infinity. The shaking and the movement is because I'm at a high zoom. There's another bird that just went by there. At a high zoom, and I'm an untrained photographer. I always lead for stuff like this. Nevertheless, I do find the value in this. Now I cannot see these objects other than the plane when I'm filming because I don't have a contrast adjust on the monitor of my camera. Now that's the one that we saw earlier, right under the wing. And here's one going right back alongside it. There was something that was out of focus there. You saw a flash out there, a big white orb, sphere. It was nothing but a camera anomaly of a close object. It's very important that you try your best to weed out the wheat from the chaff when you're looking at this kind of stuff. You see one staying right with the contrail there. And I do call them contrails, folks. I'm not one that subscribes to the chemtrail theories. Basically, the chemtrail theory is based on the fact that these planes are specialized and they're distributing some type of artificial agent that has some type of negative effect on humanity. And the people who just love these white orbs, here we have another one that's tracking, almost tracking the plane, they seem to think that these orbs are interacting with these contrails to try to neutralize whatever is happening out there. And you can spend weeks and not see the same thing twice when it comes to everybody's opinion on what's coming out of the back of our jets and what these white objects might be doing in regard to the interaction. said earlier, what you're looking at right now, this is 30% speed, and the contrast has been adjusted just a bit. I can't tell you what kind of plane that is. It sure looks like a passenger plane to me. I was not using any type of Skywatch software. I was out on the back. I always have my camera out there with me because you should always have your camera with you. And as the planes would come overhead, and we don't get a lot, I would film them. And this is coming to an end here. Yeah, it's totally difficult to determine if these things are truly passing on the other side of either the contrail or the jet. At this point, the jet is directed to the south of me, and there will be possibly a little solar obliteration effect happening. And this is the roof line of my deck, and the plane is gone out of sight. I hope you enjoyed this. I found this to be way more intriguing than probably any plane footage I've ever taken. And whenever you film a plane, you're likely to get some anomaly, some odd-shaped, sparkly, dazzly thing that might be nothing but a seed pod floating in the air. Here on Manitou Island, we have a lot of stuff that time of year that's up there. That being said, I still film the planes, and when I find something interesting, I share it. You folks have a good week, and we'll be talking real soon, I'm sure. Thanks.